What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Family, what's going on? Come on in here, family. Come on in here tonight. Come on in here. Let me get myself situated right quick. 1 second here, family. 1 second here, family. What's going on, family? As you can see, I have the Love Edition set up here. I'm excited. I have one of my favorite couples in the world, man. I have the Smiths.
Yeah.
The Smiths over here coming to chill with the family member and my queen Trina Butler here. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and sit down and have a good time tonight, man. We're gonna just open up some questions for the audience later on if they have any questions. Also, man, we're gonna just dive into the marriage and we're gonna dive into this subject tonight. Don't look for love. Love will show itself. So what's going on, family? Hey, I said I had a special announcement, right? Let me get to the camera while I do this. I said I had a special announcement, didn't I? Well, guess what, family? Not only are we live right now on Facebook, but your boy done messed around and got a contract with the Block 105 FM. So we're going to be on the Block 105 FM radio station every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. The Block follow your boy Chill with Teddy Ray on the Block 105 FM. So we're going to be live tonight. Hey, let's go ahead and dive into the family members here. What's going on here, family? How y'all been?
Good, man. Blessed.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Single, married, looking for someone. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there.
Hey, let's go ahead and dive into this topic. Well, first of all, we're gonna share our love story. I know my love story is amazing. Y'all love story is amazing as well. Maybe we can help somebody out with finding love instead of looking for it. Love will show itself. Let's go ahead and just dive into this question of the topic of the show tonight here. How do you feel about stop looking for love and love will show itself? Any one of y'all want to go ahead and dive in on that?
Well, I can say first thing is pray about it before you do anything. Pray about it. Because a lot of times we go out here looking for love and, person might be the 6'2" person that you want with the washboard stomach and a smile and all those other things, but internally you don't know what that person is dealing with. So you may turn around and mess around and get you something that, is out of your hands. It's like a handful, you don't know what type of person this person believes in, but you've already linked yourself with him. You don't know if they believe in Jesus. You don't know, what their background is. You don't know. There's a lot of narratives that you have to think about before you do that. So I would say pray first and ask God to bring them to you, because sooner or later He will. Because I can just give you, and I'm going to be brief. In Christmas of 2008, I remember being in Atlanta, and I was mad. It was Christmas Day, and I was mad at God because here it was. My family's having Christmas together, and I'm in a hotel room by myself, and I was mad, asking God, why is it that I haven't been married? Why am I not married? You know, I'm just mad, bitter, and everything. And I remember later on that evening, I was laying down, I heard a voice tell me that my wife was in a relationship and it was ending. And I didn't believe it. And a couple of months later, when I moved back to LA, I was sitting in the back pew with my mother. My mom was an usher at another church. And my wife, my future wife, and her ex-husband walked in. And my mom told me that this was so-and-so. And they were getting a divorce. They were going through a divorce. Fast forward maybe 6 months later, we started dating. In 2010 of May, I proposed, and then October 16th, 2016, we were married. So
Wow.
yeah, I wasn't hearing things.
Wow.
Wow.
And a lot of things are in God's timing. So that's all I have to say about that.
Ooh, wow. What a true love story.
What about you, John? What's going on? Why do you feel about that? Don't look for love, love will show itself. How do you feel about that?
Don't look for love, love will show itself. I do believe that love will show itself in time. It doesn't always obviously happen as quickly as we would like, because when you're looking, like my husband said, when you're looking, you're definitely gonna find something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna find something. Something will present itself, right?
Yeah.
And so I would say, like our famous, the Lord, the Bible says, be still.
Yeah.
Come
Okay?
on.
Be still
Yes.
and know that I'm God, and God will reveal.
Yeah.
Let God
Yes.
reveal, because
Yeah.
we're so often we're just hasty. We don't want to be. It's crazy because we gonna get deep, right?
We gonna
So
get deep tonight.
it's crazy.
Microwave weddings.
When you
Yes.
think about it, you're like you're so caught up in the hustle and the bustle of trying to get into a relationship where the connection is not right. All the things are not for you. It's not not for you.
Right.
I can't go into it so deep, but I'm getting tongue tied. But just waiting on the Lord is just it's clean.
Ooh.
Right? It's
I like
clean.
that.
That's good.
I like
It's clean. It's
It can also
You
be
know.
irritating at times because
Yes,
a
keep
lot
it
of times
real.
we have
Yeah.
these things where we call them fast food relationships.
Ooh.
You have to, you know how you do like Jimmy Pop popcorn? You want to put something, you put it in there. You want it to pop really quick. You want it to get off, but
That's
sometimes when you don't let those things simmer, you still have kernels at the bottom. This is like
Ooh.
the same thing.
Yeah, you're good.
Let me fall back now.
Come on.
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
good.
what it is.
I
So
love
that's
that.
why
I love
that.
it's very crucial that you take your time and find out who your mate is. And you have to you have to remember another thing too is a lot of times, what we think is a long time, God will turn around and just turn your situation around just like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people have been by themselves for 5 years and they get impatient, so they just start picking up anything that they can find because they feel like time is running out. But a lot of times it's not that. It's the enemy messing with you, making you feel like that. But a lot of times God is putting that person together for you in a package so that way it doesn't have any flaws in it. So yeah.
Ooh. That's good.
My goodness.
The
My
package.
goodness.
You heard that?
You
The
know what?
package.
I'm gonna ask the queen this question. I already know, because she couldn't.
He
contain-
thinks he knows.
She
Okay.
couldn't. She couldn't contain herself when she met me anyway.
Lord
So
help.
we're gonna go.
Lord help.
We're gonna go and dive into that question with you. Don't look for love. Love will show itself. How do you feel about that? Was that did you have to go through a time in your life where you stopped looking for love and love will show itself?
Yes. I was just telling my sister in the car how God revealed that you was coming to me. And I had just came out of a relationship, and the counterfeit always shows up before the real thing. And my mom always told us that. And the counterfeit will come before. And you get so caught up in this counterfeit because this is the ideal person that you thought or you think is the one for you. And they will check off all the boxes on your list. Oh yeah, he's this, she's that, and so you're so caught up in that. But is it really, really who God has for you? Because if it's with the counterfeit, it shouldn't come with turmoil. You shouldn't have any issues. I'm not saying it's going to be smooth, but when it's God's way, it's the right way. So I was just getting out of a relationship, and I thought this counterfeit was the one. I'm telling you, I thought he was the one. And then I went right after we split ways. I went into a season of being by myself. I went into a purging season where it was just me. It was just me. I didn't want anybody at that point. I was like, I'm good to be by myself. And I was at a place where I was with the Lord, and he had already told me he had my husband waiting on me, but he wanted to wait till I got into an intimate relationship with him. God told me, I need you to fall in love with me first. That's what God told me. And I'm like, well, I love you, Lord, but there's a difference when you're falling in love. This is a love show, right? So we know the difference between loving somebody and falling or in love with someone. So God wanted me to fall in love with him first. And so in saying that, I was going through the purging season so I can really find out who Trina is and then also fall in love with him. It was just him and I. But he kept showing me in a dream. I'm a dreamer. He kept showing me in a dream this man. I'm like, no, because I just got out this relationship. I'm good. I don't want to be around with nobody else. I'm good. I'm cool with just being with me. But God kept showing me this man in this dream. He had kids. He was in his house. He showed me. He painted this picture. And I was like, no. So in moving fast forwarding, love showed itself to me. God brought the love to me. And I met my husband. And at that time, I did not think it was my husband. See, here's the thing. They don't always come up in the package, wrapped up in a pretty package that you think they're going to be presented to you. They don't always come in that package. So when I met my husband at the time, he had locks. And no offense to anyone who has locks, but this was my preference, right? He had locks. I said, I don't want a man with hair, Lord. And mind you, I wrote this list. But remember, the last guy checked off all the boxes on the list. But this one was not checking off any. He checked off some of the boxes, but not all of them. And I thought it was going to be everything that I wanted. And God told me, that's your husband. And I'm like, no, this can't be my husband because this is not what I asked you. This is not, he got locks. He has locks. Wait
a minute now.
I met him during COVID. So he was kicking it at his house.
COVID boyfriend.
Yeah, COVID boyfriend. He had on his kicking his shorts and flip-flops. I'm like, oh no, this is not the one. But the way he respected me when we were just friends, the way that he truly just respected me, I never had that. I never had that type of level of respect. And he told me, I respect the God in you. Wow, that was deep for me. Because I've never had nobody say, I respect the God in you. And I just got through telling her, the last guy was a preacher. And I told him something, and he was like, oh no, that's not going to work for me. And I'm like, really? But to hear this man say that, and he was just like, no, we gonna be friends. We gonna take our time and be cool. And mind you, it was during COVID anyway, so we couldn't really go anywhere. So that right there spoke value, because we really embraced our friendship at first. We embraced our friendship. We were able to talk on the phone because we couldn't go anywhere. We was in the middle of COVID. So love found itself. Love found itself. I had to steal away with the Lord. I had to find out who I really was. And I had to get that intimacy with the Lord, because you're going to need that. We're going to talk about that later, because I can keep talking. But you're going to need that. You're going to need that foundation when you do say I do. You're going to need that. So love found itself.
I have a question. How important is while you're searching and trying to make sure that that mate is the mate for you? How important is for that person to have a connection with God?
It should be the focal point. It should be the root. It should be the foundation of everything. Because for one, you need somebody that's going to be equally yoked. And I say that to everybody right now that's aspiring to be married and dating and stuff like that. One thing I sat down, I wrote down when I was right here is you have to have somebody that's a prayer warrior.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's first and foremost. You're going to have somebody. You can't have somebody where you're doing all the heavy lifting, especially in their relationship when it comes to prayer, because there's going to be days where, you know, the enemy is going to test you, or just life is going to be lifing. And, you know, we deal with a lot of stuff in the world, especially as men.
Yeah.
And we come home and we're dealing with the weight of the world. And, you know, if you don't have anybody, if you're going in your prayer closet by yourself and going to war, then you need to rethink about who you're with. Because in the end, you know, once again, it's going to be you and God. But if it's supposed to be you and that person that you're supposed to be marrying, you guys are in the Trinity. You guys are in the Trinity because God is the centerpiece. He's the head. Then it's the man. Then it's the wife. But there can be days where she's going to need prayer.
Yes.
And you're going to have to be that high priest of your house.
Yes.
And she's going to have to be the one that's going to have to go to war when you are acting crazy and everything else.
Yes.
Let's just keep it 100.
Yes.
Let's just keep it 100. You know,
Come on, man. Come on
we're not
now.
going to sugarcoat it. There's time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes us as men, we be tripping.
Amen. Woo.
And, you know, there's going to be days, like I say, we're going to have to go in that room, and that woman going to have to go in that bathroom and get on her knees.
Come
and
on.
talk to God. And like, Lord, I pray that you pray the demon out this man, or whatever it takes. I mean, we got.
You said it. We didn't.
Yeah. Hey, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Preach.
Like I said, we know. Let's keep it 100. We know that all men in all churches, all women in all churches are not going to be 100% perfect. And those that present themselves as being perfect, hey, it's a facade. That's my personal opinion.
Yes.
But
Yes.
everybody goes through something. We all have flaws. So.
That's good.
I like that.
That's
I
good.
like that a
That's
lot.
good.
I had a question for you guys here. Why is it that marriage has lost its value?
You want to answer that first, or you want me to go?
And the reason why I asked that question because a lot of people tend to put on their running shoes real quick as soon as they have the first argument.
Yes.
And the second thing I noticed with a lot of married people, you know, I noticed that they always happen to keep a ram in the bush.
Yes. Yes.
If you're not gonna be fully into the marriage, then why get married?
Do I even get? Come on and preach.
And if
That's
that's
so
the case,
good.
then they would actually be the what is it? What is the word that you call for somebody? The apostle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if
Yes.
you're waiting for a ram in the bush, then actually you're holding that person up from who
Yes.
you're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
The real one. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap in after you.
I was gonna say, like, the running shoes, we can say the physical running shoes, but we have mental running shoes.
Yes, we do. Women
You know,
especially.
and so with that being said, back to having the anchor and having the Lord.
Well, pause right quick.
Mhm.
I like you just hit something in that that I
That's
don't want
good.
the family members to miss.
Y'all need to write down
You
this.
said marriage is connected to mental.
That's
Oh,
so
Talk
good.
about that.
Oh, marriage and mental?
Talk
Oh,
about
you
that.
want to say your
Talk
husband?
Because everybody think they have.
Because that's deep.
Because everybody think they have the picket fence marriage,
Yeah,
man. You know, they see
Don't
it on
believe the
TV.
hype, y'all.
They see it on TV. You know.
It's definitely, marriage is not for the weak. You know, I would say that the war room is real.
Real.
I mean, and it's not just, it's war all the time. Don't get me, you know, wrong, because whether you're in a marriage with the picket fence or not, you're going to go through things,
Yeah.
right? We all going
Yeah.
through things. And the mental, when it comes to the mental, we have to be anchored in the Lord.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how other people make it, but I'm going through a whole lot right now. But I don't know how other people make it, but being anchored in the Lord is so important because He will always will you back.
Yes.
He wills you back
Yeah.
because the enemy will take you he will get you so far out there to where you're like, how in the heck did I get out here?
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes,
And so
yes.
now it's like, you gotta remember. I remember one time I'm like, I was feeling so down. And I literally forgot about my heavenly language. I was in a place where I'm like, wow, and so the Lord began to lift my spirit and he just pulls you out, so it's important to, keep God first in your marriage. Honestly, just definitely keep God first.
I'm gonna go after
I know this is
got
good.
the church.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
You got the church
ahead.
finger up.
Yeah, wait a
Don't you?
minute.
Some people don't respect the church finger.
Right. I got it. So you mentioned something about people do not value marriage. I think when I first met you, what was the first thing? One was when we were dating.
You're gonna put me on the spot.
When we were dating, do you remember one of the things that I told you when it came to marriage? When we were talking, when you was like, I'm gonna marry you one day. There was two things you asked. One thing you asked me, and one thing I told you, and you was like, oh, yep, she's the one.
Well, you know
remember?
I'm almost 50, sweetheart. Go on.
Okay, he forgot. One thing he asked me was, do you wear running shoes?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Most definitely, I did.
He asked me, do I want running shoes? And I'm like, I don't even like tennis shoes. What are you talking about? But he was like, no, do you get to running when things
I
get
did.
to being, chaotic?
I did.
And I'm like,
I did.
no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. The second thing, when we were discussing, we were just dating, we weren't even engaged, we were just dating, and I said, divorce is not an option for
Yes,
me.
absolutely.
He was like, oh yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the one. Because I think that's where people lost the value of marriage. Because they figure, in their mind, they're like, well, if this doesn't work, we can always get divorced, so let's just go on and try it. And I think you don't have your grandmama type of marriages anymore, where people have been celebrating 50 years and plus. You just don't really have that anymore. If you was to get to 15, like I like respect y'all all the way because y'all are over 15 years.
Well, we've been together, what, spiritually or?
With the I do.
The physical I do.
The physical I do.
I'll let you answer that.
We went on 16 years.
Yes.
We've been together 17, but we'll be married 16 in October.
And you guys, this is so funny. Their anniversary is a day after ours.
Yeah.
We're October 15th, they're October the 16th, so it's so funny.
Yeah.
And we've been married now going on 5 years.
5 years.
And we're going to talk about that 5 years too. But that was the thing. I told him entering into this marriage that divorce is not an option. So if that's where your mindset is, where you gonna have an out, then don't even put a ring on my finger. Even if I wanted to, I didn't get married till I was 46 years old. And regardless of that, did I want to get married eventually? Yes. But I wasn't that desperate to say, okay, well, I'll just to give me a title, just to give me a new last name, just to give me a ring. I didn't care about that. If your mindset was just, if this don't work out, then I can go back to being single, then don't even waste my time. So I think that's where people lost the value because, like I said, people do not respect the sanctity of marriage. They just don't respect it anymore.
Real quick, I believe and I'm gonna let you go because I know you got some good
Yeah,
stuff over there.
yeah, he got some notes.
Real quick, I believe the reason why marriage is lost its value is because when you're looking for someone, you're looking for someone just so you don't be alone.
Right.
So you don't have any kind of connection. You don't have any type of attachment. You didn't even start out being friends. You just wanted to be married to someone just so you can carry that last name, just so you can kick it in the married couple village and all that.
Right,
but
right,
you don't
right.
have no connection at all. So then as soon as you see the firecracker turn up in the situation, then you want to go in and put your running shoes on, and you want to go, woe is me. Then you want to say, I shouldn't have done that. But what you should have did, you should have sat back like my wife said, and like I have done myself. You know, I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna be transparent. This is my third marriage, so you know, I personally
Third and last.
absolutely, most definitely, most definitely, most definitely.
3 times the charm.
But see, you gotta understand though, the reason why I can say that this is my third and last is because I have went from meeting a woman to meeting a grown woman.
Come on.
See, when you have a grown woman in your life, they not putting on their own. They running shoes when everything's going on. You know, this woman puts bless oil on me. I've never had.
I didn't know you knew that.
I never had a wife that put bless oil on.
On it in his sleep.
You know, so I thank God for God preparing this woman for me in my life, man. And like I said, that's why I believe that people lose, the value in marriage is because they are not trying to get any kind of connection with their mate. They just want to just have and carry that last name.
Yes.
Go ahead, my brother.
That was
Another
good.
thing that I wanted to say that also, and this is not to demean or put anybody down that's in this current situation. But we have in the black community, especially, we have a stigma that's attached to us about this baby daddy, baby mama thing. And I know there's some people, that probably in the middle of that. And like I said, this is not to down you or anything like that, but we have to do something about that, because if you have a child with somebody and you decide to get mad and you leave or whatever, the child is the one that's actually the one that's more of the victim than anybody, because now he doesn't understand why mommy and daddy separated or whatever. And also, and I say this to my young brothers as well too, if we are, able enough to have a child with this woman, and this is somebody that you chose to have a child with, then she should be even more of a woman for you to put your finger, your last name on her. Because, at the same time, not only do we knock out the plan of the enemy, but at the same time, we continue to build on generations.
Ooh, that's good.
And we don't worry about kids, messing up in school and stuff like that, knowing that they, if your kids are being, they're acting up in school, they have a discipline that they have to deal with when they get home.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing in our schools now. That's been missing in our households. We got to get that family dynamic back.
Ooh, that's good.
So wait a minute, I like what you just said, and you stepping on some toes too, and that's good.
Ouch!
But when you say if you're grown enough to have a baby with that person, you should be grown enough to go and let that partner carry your last name. I like that, man. I wish a lot of us would do that and have that mindset, because, again, like you said, that goes back to the foundation of our parents, man, when they had those 40, 50-year marriages and stuff like that, man. I miss that type of stuff. I actually honor anyone that's married longer than me and my queen, man. I look at those people as examples, instead of, and you know what, since we're talking about examples, man, why is it that we can't appreciate, or people can't appreciate other couples' success?
Ooh,
That's
I got something I want to say before I answer that question. And one thing I can tell you about is accountability, and I'm learning that from this woman here. And I can tell you, there's been plenty of times, if you could lift at my back, I got scratches on my back like I live with Wolverine.
Wow.
And I can tell you, there's been times where I've had to sit at the table in our kitchen, I've been cut.
Wow.
I've been cut recently. Just the other day, I got cut today.
Wow.
And there's a lot of things that I have to be accountable for within not only just my marriage, but just me as a man, as a man of God, as being an example. And the first thing, like I said, no marriage is perfect. No person is perfect.
Absolutely,
And and if you do find one that's perfect, then God bless you. But I'm going to tell you, I'd rather have one with flaws than not have one at all.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
No.
Okay.
I'm feeling the love up in here. I'm feeling the love.
That's good.
Smith.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, did you have something to say about it?
I forgot what I was going to say because that was so good.
I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I think this is very important too, and I want to see if you ladies agree with this. I think it's very important for women to allow men space.
Ooh.
In
Okay. Who going first?
wow.
You or me?
Ooh, I gotta hear the answer to this.
So, I do believe that to be true. We all
Okay.
need space and we do need boundaries and all of the things, right? We need presence. Women need presence. Like, you know, I feel like we're different.
Yes.
We're on different, you know, women are emotional. So, we need, yeah, I'm gonna just say we need presence. I'm gonna just keep it there. We sometimes, you guys need space and then we come after you because we're missing some presence sometimes.
Yes.
We're missing that presence sometimes. And that's the area, we can give you the space, but make sure that that presence is there, and then we won't have to run after you or feel like we have to run after you.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm being real transparent.
No, that's what we talking about.
Because you
That's
can have
it.
your space. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Because we need ours.
We do
But
need
don't
a
put no time limit on our space, though.
Okay, so
Like if I'm
I don't
playing
agree with that.
PlayStation, you can't come
I
stand in
disagree
front of
with
the
that.
TV.
I disagree with that. Let me, I'm gonna tap in. Are you done?
no, go ahead.
I'm gonna tap in with the space thing. I'm a believer in space. I'm a believer in Trina time. That's my me time. Just last weekend, I got away and had my own space. And while I was having my space, he was having his space.
My space.
Right? To me, it is important, especially in a Christian relationship, a Christian marriage. It is very important. And those of you who are single, please pay attention. It is so important to focus on what you're doing in that space. That's what's important.
Amen.
So
Why
don't-
you having your
Don't
space?
just take space just to take space.
No. Let your space have a purpose.
Come on. Let's talk about that now.
Ooh.
Come on.
Let your space have a purpose.
My God.
I got away last weekend.
Mm.
I had a hotel room by myself. I texted my husband. He didn't know I was gone. But as a respectful wife, I texted him. I even gave him the room number. I told him where I was. And my space had a purpose. I took my Bible. I took my devotion. I took my blessed oil. I sat with the Lord during my space time. I prayed over myself. I prayed over my husband, my children, my family as a whole. And that's what I did with my space. I went in intentionally with purpose
Yeah.
to when I came back from my me time, my space time, that things were going to be changed at home. That's what I went to. That was the purpose of my space. So I don't just at this time and that's why God allowed, that's why, and I just told her this in the car, that's why God needed to wait for me to get married, because now, and that's another thing while you're single, let God work on who you are. Let him work on you, because you're going to come against these hurdles in your marriage, and when it's what you do to solve the problems now in your hurdles in your marriage. This was one of my problem solving tactics. I sat with the Lord. I had to get away with him. And that's what I did. So when I came back, I demand peace. When I came back, I went on and rebuked that enemy up in my home. I went on and put some blessed oil, like he said. But even before I left with the space, I prayed over him before I even left. He was still asleep. And God told me to pray over him. I don't want to do that, Lord. I'm about to get away. But God told me I had to do that before I even, because he's the head. So I'm praying for my head before I even leave. Now, what I used to do back in the day with space when I was single and with dating somebody would be a whole different situation. But now my space has purpose. And we have to allow our men, because they process, like you said, they process things. I'm just going to keep it real. I know about my husband. My husband's a delayed processor. I don't know about your husband, but mine is. You can tell him something and it don't register right then and there. It may register 2-3 days later. And I'm like, okay, he don't get it yet, but okay, he's still registering it. So sometimes our space is a different length of time. However, you don't want your space to be too long, because that's when the enemy comes in. He'll start to come in. because the enemy don't even like marriage as it is.
Yeah.
So when you're allowing yourself to have too much space, he's pulling you apart, because that's when the enemy will start playing with your mind. He'll start, playing little tricks in your head, giving you little thoughts, and the idol, what is it? The devil's workshop.
Yeah.
So we don't want that much space, but let your space have purpose. Mic drop.
Well, I wanted to add on to what you said about having some, let your time have a purpose. Is a lot of times you have to allow God to work on you.
Yes.
You, period. Because a lot of times you will get in the way of things.
Yes.
A lot of times, like I said, it'll be our attitude, the way our disposition, or the way we attack things, our mentality on things.
Yes.
And a lot of times, sometimes we bring us into these relationships and our marriages, and we're not fully healed. And a lot of times, those things right now will be the anchors in your relationships.
Yes. Ooh, the healing.
And being honest and confronting it, and being honest with being true to yourself is the beginning of anything.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay, I want to tap in with
You was
Tashonda.
gonna tap in?
I want to tap in real
Go ahead,
quick what
go ahead,
Tashonda
go ahead,
mentioned
go ahead.
about women, and I forgot to say this about us. We need presence, and it's important for us. To me, it is very important to know the love language of your spouse. My husband likes quality time. His presence is, his love language is quality time and touch. That's his. Mine is affirmations. So it's important to me to know that balance. So he don't care if I say you look nice today. He don't care about none of that. I do. Am I insecure? No. But I like that affirmation, right? Quality time,
But
yes.
it goes back to what, not to cut you off,
Uh-huh.
but it goes back to what Anthony said, Minister Anthony said. He said that, you got to allow that man to grow up. You know what I mean? Like if this is something that I have never experienced in any of my previous marriages, it takes time for someone to really, really understand that this woman really wants to hear that. I want to give it to you, but at the same token, if it wasn't important previously, then I don't know that it's important present.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So how long are we supposed? Now we get into a therapy session. So how long are we as women, or even men? How long are we supposed to give the person to grow?
Well, when you're married, we
Mm-hmm.
do say, that's what I was about to say.
I mean,
when if you're married, it takes a lifetime. But see, you gotta understand.
well, I shouldn't say grow, because you can constantly growing, but I mean in certain,
But
areas.
You have to understand, that's the beauty of marriage.
Beautiful.
It's watching each other
Because I feel you
grow.
with the present.
Beautiful.
That's the
The
beauty of
presence,
marriage.
I feel you with the present.
You
And it's not just physically
Let it go
present.
to the beauty of marriage, man. You're watching each other
It's
grow.
mental presence
It's
too.
mental.
It's mental presence. How are you embracing my feelings?
Right.
Yeah.
Mental presence.
How are you even acknowledging it?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's important.
That's very important. Very important.
But also, and
good stuff, y'all.
I can speak for myself. A lot of times when, and I can say that my wife will ask me a question, a lot of times I don't answer right away. I don't answer right away because that's just how I'm built.
Delayed
And
process.
sometimes, before you, it's almost like in boxing. If you shoot a punch out there and you just shoot out there and you swing at somebody, they happen to duck or whatever, and you just shoot it in, you're gonna get tagged.
Okay.
It's the same way, and it's the same way even with relationships. A lot of times you have to think tactical before you make a response, because you don't want to say anything that's going to hurt her. You don't want to say something that will be detrimental to the marriage. It has to be something like, okay, let me process it first. A lot of times, sometimes with women want you to answer right away.
Yes.
And sometimes we process things because I'm thinking like, okay, if I say this, what's going to happen here? Okay, if I say this here, what's going to happen? It's almost like a catch-22 in a sense. But at the same time, I'm still going to bring you the answer, and I'm going to try to be sincere as possible about it, because for one, at the end of the day, your feelings matter. Your feelings matter, and that is something that us as spouses have to take into account for them being the weaker vessel. And I'm growing too. I'm like I said, I'm growing in this area too. I'm learning every day, and I'm willing to learn.
I think it also comes with remembering where, like in your journey and your walk as an individual, did you check out? You know what I mean? Because your presence is not there, at some point you checked out. So we got to find out exactly that you're not checking out or holding grudges in little areas. If you're holding grudges in little areas, that hinders the relationship from the presence that's needed. Okay, I'm done.
I just thought about something.
Okay, fingers.
This is something that we spoke about last night, and I can discuss this as for those that are in marriages that right now, and I'm gonna say we just keep it with family.
Yeah, come on.
For those that are in marriages right now that your marriage may not be the best, may not have started good at one point, and right now you're just going through the motion right now. I look at it as a building being built. Okay, you may have built a building at one point, and you found out right as you got almost finished with the completion of it that the foundation was wrong.
Yes.
So what's going to happen is because maybe the measurement was wrong, you got to tear it down. You got to tear it down and start over with. The problem is not because it was torn down again. The beauty is watching it being built back up into what it's supposed to be. And that's what, in any marriage, that is something that we all need to take away from. Because first of all, God ordained your marriage. It doesn't matter regardless of how people, there's some people that may be privy to things in your marriage, that have happened. It doesn't matter. God ordained your marriage, and He said He can fix any marriage. So do not allow people to speak on your marriage. Because for one, I will be very careful with doing that. Because for one, that's something that God ordained. It has nothing to do with you.
That's
You should be praying and asking God to fix your marriage or your relationship and start.
Or bring one.
Yeah,
They may not even be on.
Wait for your Boaz or your roof.
Woo! Come on, Minister Anthony. I got to tap in on Minister Anthony right there.
Yeah.
This is good.
Because this is something that I'm learning, and I'm going to be really transparent. Even my pastor. Shouts out to our pastor.
Shout out to Pastor.
Our pastor, First Lady, they are watching. Thank you,
Shout out
guys.
to y'all, man. Shout out to Pastor Pierre Codillo, First Lady Siobhan Codillo, and my church family,
Yes.
House of Refuge, Church of God in Christ in Los
Yes,
Angeles,
sir.
California.
Yes.
Y'all come visit us tomorrow. Minister Anthony is preaching tomorrow.
My boy.
Her voice.
I gotta be up all night.
So I want to tap in on that. Oh man, what were we saying?
We were talking about the
Well, you know
the marriage.
Being very careful. And this is something that I'm learning. Even my pastor. This is something that I'm learning to stop opening my mouth this much, venting. And I think we as women, that's what we do. We have our girlfriends and we just want to vent. Sometimes it's like, I'm going through this problem, sis, and and sometimes our true friends, our true sisters, they know we going through. They can see it on our face. They don't know what's the problem, but they can see something's wrong. No, something not right with you. And then it's like, well, I'm having a situation at home. I'm learning to let God direct my pathway on who to speak to. And one thing I am thankful and grateful for, that I do have a village of sisters. Not one of them be like, Teray. Not one of them say, no, he's not. They don't do that even when I'm going through my crisis. They'll either say, let's pray about it. Or I'm going to pray for you. And they be like, and they always have, and not just because they like him as an individual, but because they respect that God brought him into my life. So that's one thing I am blessed to have. So for all my single women, check your village now.
I was just about to ask
Check
you
your
that.
village now.
Check your inventory.
Yeah, check it, because when you get married, you're gonna want, because we're just women. We that's what we do. We talk, but we still have to be mindful to know when to shut up and just talk to the Lord. We have to know when to do that. But then there's other times where it's like, I just need someone to talk to. I need a girlfriend. And you're not going to want somebody to be like, girl, I would just leave them. he couldn't do that to me.
Right.
You don't want that because that's not healthy for your marriage. You know, that's not healthy, especially when you're with the one who God ordained for you to be with.
Also, I thought about that movie Acrimony the other day.
Yes.
I seen that the other day. So you don't want somebody else to get, your gift.
Right. Come on.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But you know what though? I was gonna ask you about that the village. I think that's very important. Very, very, very important. Like I'm not just saying this because we're live right now and I'm in front of you guys, but what Minister Anthony says to me, I don't run and tell someone else.
Right.
Like he's my accountability partner, and that's what you need to have in your village.
I
Your
was gonna say that,
accountability partner. That's very important. You don't need no chatty patties.
No.
And you definitely don't want to be sharing your information with nobody single, whether that be a male or a female. You don't want to be chattering about your situation with somebody that's single. If you're gonna chatter, you're gonna chatter with somebody at least that's been there.
They should not have their mouths on your relationship, period, unless it's to help you.
Absolutely.
Unless
They're going into prayer with you. Unless you
Yes.
really you guys need prayer warriors.
Yes.
You need prayer warriors that's going to set the situation. Like,
Prayer
let's not
warriors
even
is
complain.
important, man.
Let's not complain about it. Let's pray.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prayer
Yeah.
is the strongest
Yes.
weapon we can literally have right now.
And I do have a question about that because I do have a single girlfriend who I don't tell her, I don't share intimate stuff with her, but I will share something like, she said, I'm praying, we praying. And so she believes because she too desires to be married. So I know they say don't share with any singles at all, but she's more positive to me sometimes and prays about it. So y'all think that's wrong?
No, you just have to have, it's almost like something that Clint Eastwood said a long time ago. Man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah.
And you can pray with them, but you also have to understand that there's a cutoff period.
Yes.
There's something you can't share with everybody.
Right. Whether they're married or single.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because everybody handles situations differently. Everyone has a breaking point. Everybody has, well, I wouldn't do that, or, oh, I would do that. So everybody's different.
So I got a question for the ladies. Since y'all sitting here beating us up, I got a question for y'all.
I don't think so.
Because I don't know if y'all even understand anyway. Y'all got more holidays than men anyway in the whole year.
Yes.
I got a question for you ladies. Why do you guys I feel like a lot of women I was about to go.
Oh, man, I'm about to go right. You about to make this screen go black.
I'm about to go right to the
You had to cut the line.
Yes.
But I feel wives feel like y'all can't hurt our feelings.
How they? Okay.
I feel like that you ladies, I feel like wives in general feel like a man has to be strong all the time, and you guys could just say anything that spurs out your mouth, and you think that would not hurt us. And I don't think you guys really understand how deep the hurt is, especially if the male has been hurt before from the things that you have just said to him.
Wow. So wait, are you going on a holiday or that's?
I'm going in general.
No, that's gonna go. You're gonna
Huh?
touch the holiday in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch some holidays.
Okay.
Today's a holiday for y'all. It ain't Valentine's Day ain't for the men.
Nope.
You know that. Don't act like when you
No, is that another question I'm saying? Is the holiday another question?
know the holidays. I was just putting it out there
Oh.
that you ladies have more holidays in the whole year than men. It's true. It's true.
Okay.
The soft side one.
Mm.
Okay. So when you said how come we feel like we can't
Let me
hurt
ask you a
y'all?
question. Do
We
you
can't
feel that when you say something to your husband that you have never hurt him, or has he came to you and told you that you hurt him in the things that you said, or have you even walked away from a situation that you have said something to him and said to yourself, my goodness, I feel bad about that.
Yeah.
But did you allow him space to recuperate from that?
See, the thing, I believe that the communication, if you guys kind of communicated a little bit
Come
more,
on.
then we would know when we are hurting or we have hurt you.
Right.
Because we're constantly thinking all the time, and we're constantly moving, we're doing things. So because we're moving and doing things all the time, we just kind of talk. We talk, and it, and so it may come off offensive or wrong, but it's never to tear you down. It's never to take you out of out of your position.
Right.
I think that, like I said, if you guys communicated a little bit more,
Yes.
then it would, we feel like we don't have to
Yes.
seems like it's an attack.
Yeah.
It wouldn't seem like an attack if we were communicating more.
Ooh.
But it seems like you're being attacked because you're not talking.
Come on.
Amen.
Well, nobody got your back. I just did.
No. Let's talk about it though. I'm gonna let you go. But I want to ask this question though. You know how
Yeah,
they
'cause
say
I got
that saying. Sometimes silence is golden.
Okay.
So let's talk about, maybe we're gonna be transparent. Like maybe we're not in a good headspace at the time to speak.
Look at my finger.
And then
Yeah,
we don't
me too.
want to, like you said earlier, you don't want to say something that would hurt your spouse, out of, because you said it out of anger.
I'm gonna let. Okay, and then I'm.
A lot of times I gotta laugh before I say this. You definitely have to be mindful of that person's feelings, because a lot of times you may think, that's why it's also what's that scripture which says not to go to bed angry.
Yeah.
Because you can't say something before bedtime to someone, demeaning them, and then wake up in the morning and just wake up like nothing's ever happened.
Ooh,
Because you don't know
preach.
what that person's been simmering with the
Ooh.
night before, the things that you said, because it could have been a career choice that you said. It could have been about their personality, personally. You don't know what it is. And whatever it is, you may have hit them that hard to the point to where they feel like, you know what? I can't say nothing. I just keep these feelings to myself, because, and what happens is with most men, they keep it in, and they're quiet about it. They don't say nothing. They're processing it.
Yeah.
But every day they may go to work, they may be driving, but they're always
Yeah.
thinking about what you said.
Yeah.
And that if you're really there for them 100% because of what you said. So you have to be careful about how you speak over the man of God that's in your life.
I don't know if I want to put my finger up now after that. But
that was great.
We think about those things also constantly.
Yes,
we think about, so whereas y'all thinking about what we said, we're thinking about the support that didn't come, or whatever what led up to that
What led up
conversation.
to it.
Whatever led up to that conversation,
Yes.
we're still simmering in that.
yes.
Well, now hold on. Now that kind of sound kind of selfish a little bit.
But no, it's the
Because-
same thing.
Because you are now the woman is still focusing on the space that they're in. What about the space that you left your husband in?
Okay.
No,
What
but
about that
here's the thing.
space?
Okay.
You, like she said, something, whatever it is that led up to that. So it's not about, here's the thing too. If you have a praying woman,
We need to
we're not intentionally,
Refocus.
right. We're not going to intentionally want, you,
If you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna let you know you hurt my feelings.
but you don't.
Yeah, y'all don't.
You don't.
Y'all don't.
Yeah.
I know.
If you have a praying woman, we're praying God to give us discernment with that too. And I pray for me. I'm like, Lord, word my mouth before I even say this. That's where I'm at now. I word my mouth before I even say this, and I don't want to come off in offensive or any type of way. We just recently had a situation,
Yeah.
and I left him a message, and the first thing I said, I don't want to be. Well, I know when people say I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that means you're about to hurt my feelings. But that's not what I said. I said I prayed about this before I'm even coming to you, and this is what I said. Blah 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 blah, and he ignored me. Okay, so now what am I supposed to do with the ignoring? So I leave you another message. I'm blah, 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 blah. He ignores me. Don't talk, I don't talk. We go to bed angry, apparently, because I'm left in my mind to assume that you're mad at me because you didn't communicate. Now, if I would have known that I hurt your feelings, then we could have talked about it. But we didn't talk about it because you ignored me.
Because it stings at that moment.
Come on, man.
But how long
It
is
stings
that?
at
That's what I
moment.
said.
It's like somebody putting a hot iron on your back, it stings at that moment.
But that's
You
what
gotta
I
sit with
said.
this.
How long? That's why I said, how long are we supposed to give you? That's what I was trying to say. Because you ignored me 2 days.
Sometimes it
And
might
now
take
we going
that.
against the Bible because now we going to be apparently angry. Because you're not talking. We're not talking.
Yeah,
You're
that is
frustrated.
true,
But you're not,
yeah.
how do I know?
Yeah.
You lead me to guess that I either hurt you or you don't, whatever. You lead me to assume. So the lines of communication is not open.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought about. I'm gonna let you finish, but I thought about something that somebody told me recently. One of my brothers told me sometimes your commentary. Sometimes there's no need for your commentary. Sometimes you just need to just be quiet, and that's sometimes the route that I have taken in my situation, because a lot of times you may say something that might be hurtful or something. So sometimes it's okay to just be quiet. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Walk away.
so
Leave me alone. Leave me
No,
alone.
sis. I wouldn't. Yeah.
I think y'all took our role because we supposed to be quiet.
Yes.
But that means if we supposed to be quiet, that means y'all supposed to be talking. Because the Bible tells us to be quiet. I'm just saying, right? I think it tells the women to be quiet. So that means that you guys should be communicating. We both can't be quiet,
Right.
right?
Right.
We being quiet right now.
We're leading by example over here.
We both can't be quiet. If we both have a meek and quiet spirit as the woman, even though we got attitude, but I'm saying, I think y'all need to communicate so we can be quiet.
In all honesty, though, let's talk about it.
So you can't talk about your feelings,
I mean,
right?
Yeah. Well,
Right. That's the thing. They don't know how to express how they're feeling. So
Express a little
you
bit.
leave us
Just a
to
little bit.
assume, or you leave us to, well, did I do this? And then we put our foot in our mouth. We assuming that this is the problem. And you like, I'm not even tripping off that. We be like, oh man, you tripping off something else. And I already put my foot in my mouth. And now we opened up a whole nother can of worms. Because I shouldn't have, so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes if you guys will open up the line of communication a little bit more and not leave us to assume, or how do we know? Because I'm going to tell you if you hurt my feelings. You already know that.
yeah.
I'm going to let you know. I didn't like that. You hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. So, I mean, I know that's a process. And I know, men are
Also-
from Venus, women are from Mars, whatever that thing is.
from Mars, from Venus,
Yes.
Venus from Mars. I know you're talking about. But also, we also have to watch the tone and when we deliver whatever it is.
Come on,
we say.
man.
It's the tone.
Don't
For
talk to me
y'all
like
as men?
I mean, on both sides. Because
don't talk to
tone
me like
was
I'm a
sweet
little
as
kid.
pie.
Don't you talk to me like I'm a little
My
kid.
tone was
Yeah,
sweet as
My mama
pie.
lived
Come
down
on
there.
now. I'm grown.
My tone was sweet as pie. That's not your excuse. That wasn't your excuse.
Yeah, so yeah, it's about
The delivering.
Yeah, because that
Yeah,
goes
the
for men and
delivery.
women both. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's about respect. I'm gonna say that we're gonna get it right 100% of the time, but for the most part, we have to consider it. Even in you're wrong, you gotta sit down and reevaluate. You know what? I think I may have said that a little bit. Let me go back. And
Yeah,
find out.
I did
Yeah,
that.
even if she ain't receiving it right now,
Right.
or whatever, you still gotta go back and make
Yeah,
it right. 'Cause you
I
know-
agree with that.
I say, it's funny, it's because we have been married 15 years and we're getting this right. You feel me? Like, we're getting it right now. Like, because when I met you, you already know my situation, right? We was at the retreat and that whole little situation, right?
Right.
So, and then back to the village, because you were saying
Come on
make
now.
sure
Yeah,
that you
let's
have
talk
a
about
village.
Let's
The
talk
church
about that.
has been our village. Because like there are men there for him. Like
Yes.
women, we'll get together quick
Yes,
and we'll
yes.
have a village. But he needed a village.
Yeah, he does.
And so
yeah, he
I'm
did too.
thankful for our church, and it's an anchor. It keeps us. It redirects us. Maybe.
I'm sorry. Shout out to the men's circle. Shout out Anthony Gray. Shout out
All
Pastor
of
Pierre Codio, Deacon Stanley, all the brothers over there, Stalworth,
Yeah.
Elder
Elder Tolbert.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. Seriously, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We wouldn't be the
I'm
man
sorry.
that we
It's
are.
okay.
No,
No, I agree with that.
I
I
agree.
agree with him. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
they just
Men need a
they
village too,
I
because
agree.
they're not so trustworthy as we are as women.
Mhm.
So
Because we
so-
can't open up to y'all, because y'all make us feel like.
No, I'm saying for y'all
But I'm
as
just
men
saying,
together.
but I'm being honest at the same token, though. Y'all, sometimes you don't make me feel comfortable that I can talk to you about certain things. I'm just being honest with you.
Okay. Well, how can you change that though?
Well, I just feel that I just feel that
Is that a you problem?
What do you mean? As far as
Well, when I say that, like, I don't make you feel comfortable to open up sometimes, is that a you problem? Is that something that you need to be able to heal from
I need to
previous, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's sometimes the reason why people don't open up, because they don't trust as much, or they've been hurt in a certain area, so they don't open up as much. So that's what I mean, is that a you problem? I'm not saying you, I'm just saying, is that a problem that is internal?
I'm
Or,
glad you asked this
you know,
question,
or,
sweetheart.
you know.
Because a lot of newlyweds need to understand that, yeah, that would be a you problem because you're still newlyweds.
Yeah.
So you're still trying to figure things out.
Okay.
That's why you surround yourself around like-minded married couples.
Mhm.
So you can sit back and have a conversation with them, not being judged, you know, not being concerned if someone gonna go back and tell somebody else about your situation. So, right, you know, when you're in I guess you could say a newlywed stage, then yeah, everything is just a process. It's a process. It's a process. So, and men have to understand that when you are a newlywed, you know, it is a process. It's not going to be easy, but just because you're going through a process doesn't mean that you're failing.
Nope.
Yeah.
It just means that you're just going through a process.
That's good.
A marriage is work.
Yeah.
A marriage
Yes, it is.
takes
It's a
work.
full-time job.
A marriage
Yes, it
takes two people
Amen.
to put in the work.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
To answer your question, yeah, it's a me thing. It's
Right.
a me thing. Yeah.
Well, I was to his point, like when you were coming into the marriage, you almost feel like you got this, right?
Yes.
You
yes,
got this
yes,
because y'all
yes.
in love, and
Yes.
this is good. It's just me and you, right?
Yes. Yes.
But then like all of these different things happen, and you find out, okay, we definitely need God to help us to navigate where we're going.
Yes.
Because the goal, we need to have common goals, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If the goal is for the marriage to be successful, I'm saying this is what it takes from my end. This is what it's taking from your end for it to be successful. Now we need to grant that for each other. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think we just come in and assume that it's all gonna be great.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
we need to go in knowing that we're gonna fail and we're gonna succeed.
Yes, that's good.
We're gonna fail because I've never been a wife before. Well, I've been a wife before, but that's another story.
Right.
You know, we've never been in these positions before.
Right.
But we assume the position like we know.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
We really act like we know.
We got this. Right.
We know, but we don't know.
Right.
And
Until
so-
you actually get in it.
Until you get in it.
Yeah.
And there lies the grace though, because we need to have
Ooh,
grace for each other.
We do. We
don't have
do.
grace for each
You know that the perception of marriage is, for most folks, you know, the whole white picket fence, you know, the
Yeah.
apple
Yes.
pie
Yep.
on the porch, and you know all this other stuff. But in reality, sometimes it might be a two-bedroom apartment, and
Right.
you might be driving a Cutlass, you know, with primer and hard to
Well,
start.
primer.
Yeah, and I can tell you one of the things I can honestly hear with primer. One thing I can tell you is there's going to be days where, like I said, you're going to be in the trenches. I remember, and I can share this. Shout out to our pastor and first lady, where they shared where they literally, you know, were going through some things, and they had to go and ask for pizza at one of the local
Yes,
pizzerias. And I remember there were days where me and my wife, you know, after paying bills, and you know, we had to go out and you know, we would go to Jack in the Box and we'd get the 2 tacos and get like 6 of them each.
Yes.
And that'd be dinner. And
Yes.
one of the things I learned, and I can honestly say this in 2022, our life, you know, I lost my job and we were going through some things and we were literally on the verge of separation. I'm saying this because I'm saying this to help somebody that's listening right now that might be on the verge of leaving. But God said, no, we weren't separated.
That's
He
it.
said we were going to sit down, we were going to figure it out. And we got in the trenches, and you know we had to deal with, you know, rent being late and stuff like that, and you know, having to pay bills and literally having no money. But God persevered. He allowed us to survive even in that time. And here it is, 3-4 years later, and we've been in our church as of Thursday 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And God has literally changed. God has literally changed our situation.
Wow.
Literally changed it. I was, like I said, when I came there, I was bitter. I was angry. Like you said, I didn't have a male support system. But slowly but surely, God started putting people in my life like Minister Gray and Brother Ray and Daryl and stuff like that. And little by little, like I said, what he had to do was he had to remove that old foundation, remove that bitterness. It's still a work in progress, though.
Yes.
He had to remove those things, and he had to give us all new things.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
our life has literally changed for the better for the past couple of years. So.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's a blessing.
I like that too, and you know, since we've been transparent, man, when me and Trina was dating, man, Trina had got laid off, and I'm trying to help somebody tonight, man. Trina got laid off. She had a good job, real good job, and in that same month, I got laid off.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was working for a job that was, you know, a Fortune 500 company or whatnot, and I got laid off. And this is when you know that you have found the one. It's when you get laid off and she get laid off, and no one is talking about separating or anything like that. We're talking about, okay, what are we going to do? Matter of fact, I'm gonna be very transparent. I was unemployed when me and Trina got married.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. Wedding and all.
No one would never have assumed that I was laid off and didn't have no job when I had a wedding day, because I kept a smile on my face because I knew God had something greater waiting for us. You know, so I just want to encourage someone that when you are going through a struggle or going through anything in life, man, when you have a soul mate, not a girlfriend, but a soul mate.
Ooh, that's good.
That is when you are tapping into each other's soul. That is something that you want to make sure that you have in your life, man, going forward in life. That's why it's always said lifetime to go, is because that's your soulmate.
That's our hashtag.
Yes.
That's your soulmate. Your soulmate is going to make sure that y'all are lifetime to go.
Yes.
Lifetime to go. And I had a question about.
Ooh, I'm gonna tap in.
You can tap into this too, but and then I had a question about this. How difficult is it for women to let go of their independency going
Ooh.
into
Independent nature.
Lord Jesus.
Independent nature.
You gonna tap in, or you want me to tap?
I got to hear
Because
that.
because the reason why that's a great question. I
That's a
love
great
to hear
question.
what you guys have to say about that, because I feel a lot of marriages fail because of that. Because of a lot of women don't know how to let go of their independency, whether that be that they were raised to be independent, or that they didn't have enough faith in the man to let go of their independency. So let's talk about that.
I could talk about that for a long time, but I'm not. But I am
We
going
had
to
that
talk.
problem. We had
that problem. And we had that problem again because I, for the first and only time, got married at 46 years old. So you're speaking about a woman who had no choice but to be independent. So this is all to the ones who are still doing your single thing in your 50s, your 40s, your 60s. There's a lot of you who are still out there, and we're so used to being independent. I was raised to be independent. Well, I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit. I was blessed to have an awesome example of marriage. And I was also was able to see what I didn't want in a marriage. So with my grandparents, and their marriage was so beautiful. Did they have ups and downs? Absolutely. But they were married 63 years. And I was able to see how a man should treat a woman, how he should respect a woman, how he should provide for a woman. And I saw all of that. However, I also saw my grandmother still keeping a little bit of her independency, and she still was working, and she still, was shopping. That's where I learned it from. She was still doing all of those things. She was still being a wife. But my grandfather, as I was coming up, he was the one that already had the food on the table because he had retired. So I got to see still a healthy marriage, but still a woman still being independent as well. But then I had my mother, who's been married 3 times.
Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yes.
Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yes, and who's been married 3 times, and who, during all of her marriages, she took care of it. She was about her business. She was independent within her marriages, if that makes any sense. So I watched that as well, and I was like, I don't really want to be like that. I want to be like Grandpa and Nana over here, because that's what I like that part. I like how he's being manned up and taking care of her. But I had no choice I learned both, but I had no choice to, because seeing my mom, no matter what, she did what she had to do for her girls. She did what she had to do, so she had to be independent. No matter what man she had, whether it was the drunk one, whether it was the womanizer one, and no matter what man she had the preacher one. So no matter which one she had, she still kept her independency because she had no choice. So with me, it was hard for me because here I am, being independent. I bought my home at 36 years old. I didn't have no kids. I'm, doing my thing. I had a good job. I had no choice but to be independent. And I had no choice. So when I get with you, I'm like, wait a minute.
Teddy Ray.
When I get with you, it's like, you say you go pay a bill. Because I've had some losing boyfriends and I've had all that. But I'm like, you say you go take care of my mortgage. Let me just have a backup, not backup man, but backup money, just in case you don't take, because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to paying my own. I'm used to pumping my own gas. I'm used to taking my own bags. I'm used to doing all that. But then when I get with him, and he's like, trust me, I got you. I'm like, I don't know if you really have me. You got to show me. So that was very hard in the beginning of our marriage. That was one of our obstacles in our marriage, me letting go, not totally letting go, because I did say whenever I get with somebody, I want to be able to still keep a little bit of Trina. I still want to be able, because I was good for getting away. I was good on the staycation. I was good doing all those things. So that part of my independency I still have, but as far as letting a man completely be a man, as far as providing for me, protecting me, covering me, that I was not used to. And it took me a while, it took me a while to get used to, oh, he really does have the mortgage. Oh, he really is providing. Oh, he really does protect me. Like, it was really, like, it came with genuineness. Like, he genuinely wanted to do these things. And even though I had the example of my grandparents, I was also tainted by the men that I saw my mom with and by the, just others' relationships. I'm like, yeah, I want this, but I see so much of that. And it was hard. It was hard. But trust me, at this stage I am in now, Trina don't lift a bag. Trina will not lift mortgage who? Mortgage what? So trust me, it took some years for me, but I think I'm used to it now. I think I'm okay now. Yeah. But in terms, I respect him as my husband. In terms, I make sure that his dinner is provided. I make sure his clothes are washed. I make sure everything.
Not that I can't wash my own clothes.
He gotta have that disclaimer. He always gotta have that.
No,
not that he can't. No, well, not that I can't pump my own gas.
No, I'm saying
not that I can't.
I'm saying, like, what I mean by that is, like, not that I can't wash my own clothes. Like, not that I'm like you're slavery.
No, yeah, I'm not a slave.
Yeah, I know.
No,
and
the same thing with me. Not that I can't either.
I'm just helping the married couple out.
Right. Right.
Just not that, it's appreciative, man. You gotta
Some of
be
y'all may not
appreciative.
be there right now.
You gotta be appreciative to that, man. You gotta be appreciative to that.
And you do. And same vice versa. You have to be appreciative. And it's not that I can't pay my own bills or it was something, God forbid, that I can't go out there and get a job and but at the end of the time, do I want to? No. And do you want to wash your own clothes and cook your own food? No, be real. So that's what I'm saying.
But men need to be appreciative of that.
Absolutely, y'all do. So to hear thank you will be nice sometimes. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Who was getting heated up in
Yeah. Smith, it's your turn.
Oh, matter of fact, I'm going to let you speak. Go ahead.
What I got to
You got the flow.
say?
Baby, you got the flow.
Oh, man.
You got the flow.
Independence. I operate as an independent person. I do. and I have yet to break that.
Okay.
I have yet to
So-
break my independence.
And let's talk about that though.
Go
Because
ahead.
you definitely got some. I'm pretty sure some ladies that's watching right now that is definitely independent, strong, independent.
Yeah, I'm strong with them.
Yeah.
So if I get it, you're independent.
Yes.
But if the male that is in your life is showing you all positive signs,
Okay.
how is it possible that you can't release your independency? Like there has been no fall-ups. There has been no fallouts as far as How is that? I just don't. Help me out.
You guys think it hasn't been though, and you saying in all
No, I'm saying-
areas,
See,
but it's not in all areas though.
I get it.
Well, I'm a very proactive person, and
Okay.
I'm like, boom, 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 boom. That's done. We did that, and I always say we because even though I'm doing it, I include him. Like we did that. It's done already. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, for him, he'll do some things, but I think he's spoiled.
Oh, he's spoiled. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Is that
No, that's a common
But
thing.
is that bad though?
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes. No,
Is
it's
that
not
bad?
bad.
To be spoiled?
It's not bad.
No,
A man?
not bad, but it's.
Babe, sometimes you spoil. You won't even put your own clothes in the hamper.
But
That's
no-
spoiled.
But I won't say spoiled to where I cook every.
I be having
I
carpet
don't
tunnel
do
in
it.
my
I
hands.
No, you don't. You don't have no carpet tunnel.
I be having carpet tunnel sometimes.
I mean, you do make me smoothies, but okay. I get a smoothie.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get a
Yeah, health kick.
They do get these.
Well, I do want to say that there's things, and like I said, once again, going back to the Wolverine clause, like I said, there's been times when there's things, accountability things that I, as a man, that I need to take care of. There's certain things around the house that need to be done. Sometimes I'm so busy on going out and going and get money and stuff like that that I sometimes don't take care of a lot of things at home. And I'm gonna be 100% transparent in that. Like I said, because there are some people that need to hear this. But also, let's matter of fact, we're gonna rewind it. Going back to what you said earlier about this independent thing. Now, I can understand you can live independent, but there's also and I'm saying this for those that are listening, and I'm looking dead in the camera when I say this, there's rules of independent that most women, especially if you're a married woman, that you need to have. If you have a single friend or whatever case, there's certain things, there's certain times where you can't come in the house. There's certain times where you can't just go do everything is that you want as a married woman.
Come on,
because
man,
you're
talk
with
about
somebody
this
that's
thing
single.
here now.
There's other
Curfews.
things that you can't say that you can do when you're with a married woman. You have to understand boundaries. You have to understand respect,
Boundaries,
because if
that's
it were
good.
flipped the other way, then my face would have a target on it.
Absolutely.
Then people will be talking bad about me, but I have to act accordingly. I have to act different. And like I said, I messed up. I've done some things in the past that have not been right. My attitude, my behavior, being selfish, and like I said, I can admit to that.
Yeah.
And that's all a part of growth. I'm admitting to it. There's some people that have walk around and they don't even think about it because they feel like they're always right, and that's where your relationships continue to die, because you won't take accountability for the things that you're doing or you're doing right now or whatever.
Good. That's good.
And
That's
you-
good.
And the only way that your relationship is gonna get fixed is, for one, you gotta learn how to say sorry.
Cool.
Amen.
Mic drop.
Thank you.
You gotta learn
Mic
how
drop.
to say I'm sorry.
Woo. What do you
You
do
gotta
with
learn
the
how to
ones
say I'm
that
sorry.
learned
You have to
though?
admit it, and that, and then it talks about, and it's crazy how 1 Corinthians 13, and which is part of my message tomorrow, talks about love. Love is the greatest gift of all.
Yes.
Love never fails. Love conquers all. In every area, in the middle of everything, you can always have God, but what is God? God is love. And it doesn't matter where you are, what your situation is, or whatever happened, but if God is in the middle of it, you're going to stand. I remember something a couple of years ago. Sister Evangelist Stephanie Johnson was at the church, and I came up there for prayer, and she stopped everything. She was like, "Where's your wife at?" and my wife was in the kitchen helping out. She had somebody run, go get Sister Tashana and bring her right here.
Wow.
And her husband came down because he was pulpit, and they stood right there and they made us. You know, she spoke to us. She spoke to our lives, and if she's listening, God bless you, Sister Stephanie.
Yes.
She said that. She said, you know, you guys are gonna go through some things, but whatever you do, stay together.
That's good.
Stay together.
That's good.
And that is the root of everything that I'm going to say, the centerpiece of everything that I'm going to say tonight on Valentine's Day, on this day of love. You know, we can get the teddy bears and the chocolate and the hugs and kisses and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, the root of it is love. And it's not in just the, you know, these arrangements. It's in the body of Christ and God, because God is the root of love and should be the forefront of everything that you do from this point on.
That's good.
I'm gonna turn that back. I'm gonna turn the tables back.
Yeah,
Okay, turn the table back.
Because I want to, once you acknowledge, because we do acknowledge, right? We acknowledge when we do wrong, and it's just like repentance. Just because we acknowledge our sin, the Bible says that we need to turn, right?
Yeah.
So turning meaning not doing it anymore.
Yes.
Or we have to, if you can't just not do it, practice not to do it anymore until you don't do it anymore, right?
That's good.
And so our thing is, now that we have acknowledged these things, even on this evening, obviously all of us have acknowledged some things.
Absolutely.
Now that turning process, we have to get into the turning process to where these things change, right? And then we are fruitful in those areas. So that's our challenge. I'm gonna say that's our challenge. Look at me close, Michelle. That's our challenge.
Right.
I think that'll be our challenge. Is just, you know, with the acknowledgement, you know, being proactive and change.
You know something, Teddy Ray? It just came to me. I had an epiphany of this. I believe this show is helping a lot of people. You need to do something like this on a daily basis.
Yeah, come on.
Regular.
Come
Oh,
on.
yes, on a regular basis, yeah. I can see, even though you got Teddy Ray, but just think about this show right here, and that there's other married couples that are going to be on here, and you're going to have married
Or
couples
ones that are
on here
desiring.
on TikTok. You're going to have all these people that really
Desiring
going to
to
hear
be
about this.
married.
They're going to come on. Looks like that the other one with the what's the lady's name? It comes on with the panel and she tells the truth.
Oh, I don't know that.
The Saturday, I forgot her name. Kissy, whatever her name was. With the microphone.
But her, that lady.
Yeah, that
But,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
I'm
always
quite
open,
sure a lot of
I'm
people
always
would
open
love to
for,
hear it.
Because that's one thing I will say, that a lot of people,
Let me out.
I know, even when I was in the single world, I didn't know, because I have people now come to me, single women come to me and tell me about this, tell me about that. And I do talk to them about it, because I know, especially in church, people just don't open up. They act like you said, that it's the picket fence and everything's all good, and you know, but at the end of the day, we human. So, you know, is he gonna get on your nerves? Absolutely.
Right.
Is she gonna get on your nerves? Absolutely.
Right.
And you're not that saved
Right.
where they not gonna get on your nerves. I'm just gonna keep it real. So you do need these type of platforms where you can help. Like I said, there's some things that I wish I would have known. You know, I am thankful that I did have my mom, because my mom that's one of her ministries is women, and I did hear so much of her testimonies. But, you know, other women, you know, they don't have that. They don't have nobody to be real, to say, girl, you gonna need to stay on your knees.
Yeah.
You gonna need to
Yeah.
put some blessed oil on him every now and then.
Yeah.
You gonna need to do, you know, and I didn't, you know, some women just don't have that. So I agree with you, Minister Anthony, that people do need this type of platform.
Amen.
And men.
I-
It's helpful for men, because men, they don't, you know, they don't trust everybody.
They don't have an outlet to, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think that I mean, you know, well,
Yeah,
breaking news. This is my manager, so she'll be putting everything together. So I think that's a great idea. Shout out to Trina
Yes.
for being my manager, man. You know, but I had a question. I'm finna
Wait,
step
you
on some
tapping in?
toes right now.
Go ahead. Tap in real quick.
Go
There
ahead.
you
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say because you had posed a question earlier, like why do people in other couples hate on each other?
Oh
right?
yeah, we never did get on that.
Talk about that.
And
Good
I
catch.
think it's because we're so busy being in competition with one another, opposed to trying to learn from one another.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like we don't sharpen each other when it comes to these marriages and things like that.
Yes,
so
yes,
whereas a new couple comes on and they want to get married, they feel as if they have it all together going in because they just feel like they have it. You know, when you first get married, you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's just us against the world.
Right.
But in actuality, you need a marriage village as well.
Yes, you do. Yes,
You know what I
do.
mean? And I think it's not where they were looking where they are. Yes, look where they are.
That's good.
Find out
That's good.
how did they get to where they are,
That's good.
and then you'll find out that what you're going through, hey, is not too bad, right? You know, and it's not too bad, and you're gonna sharpen each other.
That's good.
You know,
I'm gonna go
we
after
gotta sharpen each other.
Mm-hmm. I can honestly say, you know, when we heard about we were coming on here, I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous, and it's crazy because one thing that people, for one, that whether you're in a married couple or you aspire to be married, the one thing that you need to know is that you have an adversary named the devil.
Yes.
And he is not happy with the fact that you even in a marriage,
Yes.
or even you're aspiring to be married. So he's going to throw everything at you, what the kitchen sink. I can honestly tell. I'm going to say this. I'm going to testify to you. We were literally going to cancel this show today because we were literally under attack. Everything was going good until last night, and I remember something. We went to go eat at Denny's earlier this morning, and I remember the words that came to me were the kind word turned away wrath.
Wow.
And I told my wife I love her.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I told my wife I loved her in the midst of everything that was going on because the Lord allowed me to slow down and realize that for one, we're not enemies of each other. And then number two, that we do love each other. And number three, that this whole thing was a diversion because of what we were doing tonight. And it wasn't Teddy Ray that invited us on here. It was God that ordained us. So it doesn't matter what position or what situation that you are or where you're at in your marriage. It's about God. And we literally put ourselves right here on the cross and put our relationship out here in order to help you.
Yes. And you're not by yourself because even last week we were, you know, apparently I offended him, hurt his feelings, and he didn't tell me about it, but now he just did. So, but we was, you know, I was feeling a certain way. He was apparently feeling a certain way too. And I even was like, I know this is his big show, but I don't even want to do this tonight. I just didn't. But I had to realize that was the trick of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, as we're pouring out to others, it's pouring back into us.
Yep.
And I said, this is a trick of the enemy. And I refuse for you to take over my thoughts. I refuse for you to take over his thoughts, over our marriage. We will be able to minister on next Saturday. And I said, I prayed over that. And I was like, because I was like, I'm going to do that show. And I told sis, I said, I'm going to do that show and I'm going to sit there quiet. I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to sit there. Because I don't like being fake. And he knows that. I don't like posting pictures on Facebook if that's not how we really are behind closed doors. And so many people look up to our marriage, you know, and they follow my single, you know, journey. And now that I got the husband, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not, I'm not going to sit here and act like everything's peachy. I'm not going to do that. So I said, you know what? We both, now hearing you guys' story, I think we as couples, it's so ironic, it's not ironic, it's nothing but God, that we both had a little turmoil before we came here.
No turbulence.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, and that's what it is, just a turbulence. And that's how it is when you're on that plane. They say, strap up, we're about to go through a bumpy road. And then what happens? You know, you end up, you know, landing. You know what I'm saying? And end up being a smooth landing. Sometimes it may be a rocky landing. But you strap up. You put your seatbelt on because the turbulence is about to come. And so it's like, let me just go on and strap up. Let me go on, get ready for this bumpy ride. And then it end up being, we good. We landed. We good. You know? So, yeah.
Something I wanted to say. Oh, I prayed it to come back, but go ahead. I prayed it to come back. It was something I wanted to
I think so. Going back to that, sharpening each other.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we are sharpening each other, and as people get married, they need to know that don't measure your marriage up against somebody else's marriage.
That's good, man.
That's good.
Don't measure your relationship up
That's
against
good.
and don't not do it arrogantly.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's an arrogance with that. Like, just because you're not measuring it because you think yours is going to be better.
Right.
That's still measuring.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's still measuring. So when you go into your relationship, just go looking for people to be a village in marriage.
It goes back to the village.
Yeah,
it goes
back to the
village.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that goes back to the village.
Yeah.
Because you're right, because sometimes it's like, how did they get that? We've been married for
Yeah.
this many years and they already got the house.
Mhm.
They already got the this and they already got the that. That's their journey. You know, so everybody has a different journey. I gleam off of healthy marriages.
Yeah.
I gleam off of healthy marriages. And I mean I gleam when you just because you guys told me y'all had something going on, that doesn't be like, oh, I can't talk to her now. They got problems too. No, absolutely not.
Right. Right.
Absolutely not.
Right,
Because
right.
this right here, I respect how they bounce back.
Yeah.
I respect how he said, I told my wife I love her. You know, that's important. You know, and so that's the type of how they bounce back.
Yeah.
How they, because you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You know, we're gonna have some issues, but how you pray over her and how you know that's the kind of stuff that I gleam off of. What do you do when you going through it? Like,
Right.
I need to know that type of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that? So,
We, you know, and I'm not saying that anybody that's online that's watching may have, but you have some people that literally were ready to see, you know, marriages crash and burn.
yes.
Also,
Yes.
there's another thing too that we got to remember too. People are paying attention to our marriages.
Ooh.
They're paying attention to our marriages. Sometimes they may not outwardly say it, but they're paying attention to your marriage.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they, like I said, necessarily, we're not thinking that anybody else may come on here like, oh, I can't wait to see them, what's going to happen. We're going to have a malfunction. But it ended up being a malfunction that actually ended up being therapy for us because a lot of things have come out about us during this that we didn't even know, or it actually was an easier way for us to be able to express each other because I can say without a shadow of a doubt, and I can look in the camera and say, I love my wife.
I love
And
her.
there is nothing that I won't do for her. There ain't nobody I
I
won't
need to
put
hear
hands
I
on
love
her. And whatever I have to go through, whether I have to do Uber, have to catch airplane, carrier pigeon, whatever it is that I have to do, but I will do it to make sure that she's good. A carrier pigeon. You know what a carrier pigeon is?
Oh.
Ghost dog, carrier pigeon.
I never heard of that.
Carrier pigeon. Sometimes they carry letters and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I got a quick question for you guys. Do you think therapy is important?
I think,
Ooh.
Yes.
I think
I think
Yeah.
it is.
Yes.
What do you do when your spouse don't want to go?
Individually and
I think definitely both.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
individually and
Yeah.
together.
So what do you do when your spouse don't want to go to therapy?
Right.
Now,
What
that's
are
a
we
great
gonna
question.
do? What are we-
or maybe have have a one-on-one with like maybe your pastor, somebody that they trust.
Okay.
Because a lot of times if it's somebody that they're comfortable with, they can basically vent that way in a better way. Because sometimes when you go to, let's say, a counseling session, and it's one person on one side saying stuff, and you're basically sitting there, and it's almost like you're getting darts thrown at you. You're a human dartboard,
Oh,
and you're literally just sitting there. And a lot of times, you know, it's almost like I said, when we go back to that one situation where there's been so many things that have been said, you have to just be quiet. And a lot of times, sometimes on these counsel sessions, it'd be one side. Well, she ain't doing all this stuff, or he come in like, well, he doing this, he doing that. And then sometimes you just gotta sit there and be quiet because it's like, okay, how many times am I gonna continue doing this? I just need to just shut up and be quiet. I'm just shut up and be quiet because I'm dealing with. I don't know when am I gonna take these darts up because I don't know if they're coming back. But it's good.
I was just gonna say, and that's why it's probably important to go by yourself first.
Yeah.
Because that way, once the person or the therapist feels that you guys are or we're ready to come back together, right?
No, look.
Ready to come back together, then we'll be in the same session.
Yeah.
You know, but the us being in counseling individually first, I think we should do that. Important.
Well,
We should do that. Important.
I'm gonna tell, right.
And you definitely,
Right.
but you definitely should have counseling with someone that doesn't know neither one of you guys.
I think so. I think so. I
That's
think
very
so.
important.
Yeah, let it be neutral. If you want, especially if you want your marriage, you know, it has to be somebody that's going to come to you with a clarification and understanding of helping you, not dividing you. Because once one person goes into a session, it seems like it's one-sided, and there's going to feel like it's war. Like, oh, here it is. I got to go into this war session with her and him, instead of
That's what we're
he's
gonna do
coming.
separate.
Yeah. So it has to be something that is agreed on. Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes it can be the same counselor, but he can talk to her one day and be talking
That's
to you.
good. That's good.
It depends.
That's
It depends
good.
on where you want to be at. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's a good idea. I personally go to a life coach, and I go every month, and it has helped me tremendously with my marriage. It has helped me, and she's unbiased. She doesn't just take my side because I'm saying it. And it's important to go to a Christian counselor.
Oh, yes.
You know, sometimes it's nothing but her speaking in tongues, and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting on the translation because I know she's about to hit me with it, and it's like stuff that I'm like, wow, you know, and it's just it's very healthy, and like you said, I think going individually helps because, you know, we're grown at this point, so we all been through stuff.
Yes.
You know, whether you've been married before, whether you have kids, you know, by somebody else, or whatever, whether whatever you've been through, and you're merging your lives together at this age, even if you got married, you know, years ago, but there's different seasons in our lives where we have to relearn each other, right? Because we're going through our own different seasons, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's good because it's a part of our internal healing process, because I think you'll constantly be healing because you're going through different things. You know what I'm saying? So I think you may have already healed over this situation, but now you got a whole nother situation you have to unpack and heal from. So I think it's constant. I do pray that one day because we transparent, y'all should know that. I do pray that one day because here's the thing, especially, I'm just going to keep it real, especially as black people, especially as men too. Counseling's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. It's healthy.
Right.
Even if there's nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Sometimes when I talk to my life coach, I'm like, well, I don't really got nothing to talk about today. And then all of a sudden, the whole hour, I'm like, oh, we already at the end?
Right.
Like, you know, I'm like, everything's good today. But we end up unpacking some things that I didn't even realize, or just things to help me grow. You know, and she unpacked some things within me just to help me grow and to keep me on track, to keep me going. So it's not a bad thing, you know, but I always say, you know, to seek godly counsel. That's very important, to seek godly counsel. You know, we went to counseling before we even got married. Shouts out to my aunt and uncle who both transitioned, and we loved them so much, and they married us. And it was therapeutic. It was really good. I found some things out about Ray that I never knew. And I'm like, okay, now listening to those things, I remember back then, it helps me to remember and to give him grace on why he acts certain ways within our marriage, because he didn't have that true foundation, that example like of I don't want to say a manly man, a father figure and a husband. He had to learn on his own how to be a husband. And so I'm like, I learned that during our pre-counseling and during our pre-marriage counseling. I'm like, okay, give him grace, Trina, because remember, he doesn't know. Like my mom always says, if you do better if you knew better. He just don't know. And I saw that you do these things, and you would think that they should know. I mean, use an example, just you know, well, I'm not saying Ray doesn't do this, walking in on the outside of the curb. Like, you think a man should know that. But not all men know that, you know, so you got to give some grace, because, you know, but counseling will help you to unpack some of these things. So I do pray that one day my husband will open up the the mindset of wanting to go to counseling just to stay afloat in a marriage. I will say this, that my single homegirl told me, she said, she encouraged me. She said, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you go, Mr. Anthony. She said, this is going to be counseling for y'all. I said, oh. She said that, because I was like, I'm not doing that show. I'm not doing that show. So, you know, and she said, this is going to be counseling for you guys, because you're pairing up with another godly couple. And I said, I didn't even think about that. So sometimes we're going to a counseling session and we don't even realize it. Okay.
We start off quiet. Look at what happened to us.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say when she said that they don't.
The fathers.
Wait, no, not the fathers. Come back to me because I gotta get my thought back. Oh, they don't. Yeah, they don't know any better. Be okay with. Don't get mad because you don't know any better. Because I think you guys get frustrated with the fact that you don't know better, and then we bring it to you. So if we bring it to you, if you don't know and you don't know, don't get frustrated, because sometimes you guys get frustrated with yourselves.
Guilty.
And you take it out on us.
I'm guilty.
You take it out on us because you're frustrated because you didn't know, and it's okay. We don't know everything either.
We don't.
You know, and so just don't get frustrated with yourself.
But as a man though, you gotta look at the background of that man. Like sometimes it's a little bit of embarrassment.
I think that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, when a man
That's
doesn't-
good that you're
man
that you're
doesn't-
saying that.
Yeah, I'm just
From a
saying,
man's point,
when a
that's
man
good.
doesn't know, he doesn't know. You know,
Yeah.
and then it hurts to hear the woman that he loves. You know, because it's different when you hear from just a regular female that you're just dating or whatever.
Right.
But when you hear that from someone that really is pouring into you, you know what I mean? It hit different. It hit different.
I think it's the team. It's the team, though, guys. It's the team, knowing that the person is not saying it in a bad way.
Yes.
Or they're bringing it to your attention.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's always for us. It's
Yes.
never for that only the single person. It's just that I'm not just telling you this just because I want to say this. It's because it's going to benefit us both in the end.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
Yeah.
absolutely do.
Yeah.
But it also goes back to that thing where it says where a man is supposed to be strong all the time. And there's times where men are vulnerable in certain areas when it comes to that. You know, we can't always come to her because she's always expecting us to be strong. So when we explain to her that we're vulnerable in that area, that almost makes it seem like, you know, we have a certain flaw in that they see. And a lot of some women, and I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna say none of the women on here, but I'm just saying there are women that will see that as weakness as a man.
That's true.
Man.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes those things are kind of guarded with men, and we still keep that facade, and you know we're gonna just keep it into ourselves.
That's true. I think that's. I'm gonna use an example that we had, and that my husband is still learning. And when I speak about giving grace, it's some things that could be just so minor. Saying good morning, saying good morning, and just good morning or thank you or I apologize or I love you, like you said, the simple things that are so impactful. Those things matter to me.
Amen.
I tell my kids that all the time. Like saying thank you goes a long way with me. And sometimes, you know, they think I harp on stuff because I'm tripping off it 2 days later because you still haven't apologized for it.
I got one for you.
You know, and they think, you know, when we woke up the next day, you should have let that go. No, but I'm still tripping because you haven't apologized. And like I said, even with good morning, one day it irritated me saying my husband's still learning, y'all. He still don't say good morning that much. I always still have to say it, but hey, we being transparent. So, but I had to give him grace because one day he told me, you know why I don't do it? He told me he was a latchkey kid. He said his mom was already gone in the morning to go to work, and he woke up, even at 5 years old, you had a key around your neck, you told me, and he would go to school, you know, he would get himself dressed. You said at 5 he was doing this, and he didn't have no one to say good morning to. It was just him. and he would do his thing, get himself ready. 5 years old, and I'm like, what? And to me, I'm like, you know, and that's why my mom always said, if they knew better, they would do better. Not in a bad way, but she even had to speak to me and be like, Trina, you got to give Ray grace on that. He just don't know to do that, because that wasn't in his makeup to do that. And I'm like, but everybody should know how to say at least good morning when they wake up, like, you know. But that's just not, that's, you know, you have to sometimes allow each other grace.
I'm guilty.
And to know why, you know,
I'm
they
guilty.
the way they have reasons why they do the things that they do. And like they said, that was probably embarrassing for him to say that. Like, you know, he was like y'all say good morning? Yeah, we do, you know, but they don't, you know. And I'm like, okay, I got to get used to this, but I'm learning, you know. So instead, I'm not a morning person, but I'll at least say good morning. Do I get irritated that I have to say it first? Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to say something? Let you speak. Yeah. Let you speak. Well, I
I'm
go.
guilty for the good morning. I'm in my own space in the morning, and that's it. Like, and I do, but I've been doing really.
I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy because I'm gonna
You
tell
said-
y'all out
you said
there.
I'm-
I could be sitting down in bed and says good morning. I'm like, well, I'm sitting there like I'm getting ready to, I'm sitting in the chair getting ready to walk over.
Good morning.
Like what have I done to get that? And whoa, hold on, what have you done?
Right.
But it's crazy because you're not used to that. It's okay because I can remember at one point or another. Like let me tell you, and I'm saying this, like I said, because I know everybody goes through it at one point or another. Where
Right.
you know we were going through it. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning, it'd be war. In the morning, it'd be war. So I take that. Once in a while. She would say, "Hi, good morning," and it would literally freak me out. Like, wait a minute, like hold up. But you know what? I take it. You know, because so you're just trying to get used to it again.
I literally just be in the zone. I don't know, but I know that I've gotten better.
I'm a
Oh,
morning
so you
person.
don't say good
I
morning. He
don't.
does.
I'm a morning person. Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
She just look at me like,
Yeah.
head out to the bathroom. All right.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'd be like, and when he comes in, he'd be like, you didn't even give me a chance. I'm like, so I gotta, to say hello, you gotta drop your bags, take a shower, put on pajamas, get your food, and then you say hello to me? Like that come on now. Some stuff just don't make any sense. I'm just gonna
Well, again, you gotta understand when you're married, a man goes through a whole lot in a one-day affair.
Yes, he does.
So when a man is coming home from a hard day work, the first thing he needs to do is just woosah for a minute.
I'm
You
sorry.
know, let him process the day. And that's not, you don't think that's fair?
Absolutely. To say hello?
No.
Hello. It's one word, 2 syllables. Hello.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. Give me a minute. It doesn't take much to say hello.
Hey, you don't know what that
I'm
man,
sorry.
That man may have just been in the middle of a road rage situation or whatever. Somebody might have cut him off, or you know, he's walking like, man, I just can't believe that just happened to me. And you walk in, he's still processing it. And a lot of times, you know, someone say hi, and it's not like you being rude or anything. You can be, like I said, us as men, especially as black men, we go through a lot of stuff during the day.
Okay.
And it's not like we have a walking, we have a chip on the shoulder, but sometimes it takes a lot just to process that. And when we you know, depressed a little bit, we come out and we say hey and whatever else. But yeah, by all means, every man should be able to just depress and then go back and reset the situation.
That goes back into taking your spouse's feelings in consideration.
Yes.
Because if you know that irritates me, take that into make an effort to change that about
Conscious
yourself.
effort.
Turn a conscious to know that irritates me. You know that if that's how you get down, but you have to take your spouse's feelings in consideration. That irritates me. Now I'm gonna have an attitude. And you know what I'm saying? And it's a trickle effect. Now, you going to have an attitude because I have an attitude. And it could have been resolved by a simple hello or good morning.
That does make a lot of
I got
sense.
It makes sense. I mean,
I hear you, sweetheart. I'm still on the potty still, okay? I'm still on the potty.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? I got this question here. I was saving this for last year because it is a problem in marriages nationally and international and worldwide. Why is it that money would allow a marriage to be destroyed? And also, it's a two-part question. Money in marriages seems to move the man position out of being head of household.
Ooh, that's real good.
I was
That's
I was
good.
just reading something the other day where Vivica Fox divorced her husband because she made more money than him. And the thing about it is, it made me think about it, was that man actually is married again. Whereas Vivica Fox is in her 60s and she's still looking for love. She's looking to be married again when you actually had a man that you could have built on.
Wow.
So a lot of times we have to think that, a lot of times we're thinking that, what we wanted over here is the best because they don't make that much money, but you don't know what that man will be in the near future. You don't know what his chances, his situation gonna be in the future.
Yeah.
And one thing about that is we are quick. This society is quick to downplay the man's financial situation because the system has had it set up to where men will always have a lower pay bracket than a woman's. That's just the way the system is set up. If you look at it, more women get paid in more high power positions than men. And I, call that some sort of division, but it has to be to a point to where a woman is going to be literally humble herself. I got a man, I love him, and he's working hard, he's doing this. So, we're going to do something to build our business up into where he didn't have to just continue to just work at that pace. I mean, whatever it is to bring in and brings to the table, good, but we have to come to a common ground to where you can still love and respect him regardless of what his pay status is.
I agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
I agree. I feel a lot of marriages, money defines their marriage, man, which also lets you know that the foundation of marriage was weak from the beginning. First of all, man, I knew this was going to be a very impactful show, man. I want to thank you guys for your yes, man. Me and my queen, we look up to you guys more than you know.
Yes.
I want to let you guys know that, this is just something that I'm not saying just because we're, alive. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to know that, we're on this marriage journey together.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's a great example for the singles.
Yes.
Because they are looking at how strong our village is, so they would want to be a part of this village or create their own village, based on our examples. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. If you guys have anything that you guys want to give to, someone that's inspiring to look to be married, you guys have the floor now. I want to say thank you for the bottom of my heart. This is a very big show, man, because like I said, it's not only on Facebook, but it's actually going to be on the block 105 FM radio station. So, tune in. But you guys have the floor now if you wish to say anything.
I'll let you go, Trina. You want to say something?
I want to just say that, number one, I am proud of my husband, you guys. Shout out. Thank you, FM 105 The Block. We are so excited about my husband. You guys are going to be on the radio. So this is the first show for the radio. So thank you, The Block, FM 105, for giving my husband this opportunity. Stay tuned to all of the listeners. It's going to be a powerful show each week. This is just the Wednesdays at 9 a.m., you guys. Every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So again, I'm his manager. So, and that's another thing. Let your spouse be involved in what you're doing. Let them support each other. You have to support the vision for each other. I support his vision. He supports my vision. Be helpers of one of another, right? So that's one thing that I'm excited about. I think the Smiths for taking the time out to pour into us.
Yeah.
And as well, like I said, we thank you guys. We gleam off of you guys. They're a powerful couple in the ministry, so we love you guys. We thank you so much. Husband, I am proud of you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Valentine's
Valentine's
Yes.
Day to you.
This alone, even though I'm still waiting on my gift, but this really is my gift.
Amen.
You getting your radio show is my gift. I want you to know I'm proud of you. And God bless every endeavor that He has in store for you. This is only the tip of the iceberg. This is only the beginning. And I love you.
Love you too, sweetheart.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Last thing I want to leave with this is, regardless of where you are in life and your marriage, just have a purpose. And not only that, committed to God. And like I
Yes.
said, and you gotta remember, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And I put that on this napkin as the last thing I wrote. I'm not perfect.
Not perfect.
So if you're looking for a perfect person here, you're not gonna find them here. But what I am gonna say, I'm a flawed individual, but at the same time, I'm a work in progress. And we are, as a collective, we're gonna continue to work on that.
Amen.
And in order to not only just help ourselves, but to help the kingdom.
Kingdom.
Blessings, and I thank y'all for tuning in, and thank y'all for coming in and listening to our live for the last 2 hours. And we hope y'all got inspired.
Yes.
That's what I
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I am. Thank you guys for having us. I am very excited for where God is taking y'all. That's what I have to say.
Praise God.
I mean, eyes haven't seen. I actually put that on my page. There was a song, I forget who the lady was by, but it was like a new version. But I don't believe eyes have seen nor ears heard what the
Wow.
Lord has in store for the both of you. And that is from the bottom of my heart. I see greatness, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
on you guys.
Woo.
I
That radio
see,
station, just the beginning.
I see a lot of things for you all.
Wow,
So
praise
I'm
God.
thankful that we get to witness it.
At the
So,
beginning.
yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Man, y'all trying to get a brother to cry.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to get a brother to
Awesome.
cry,
This
man.
show definitely gonna be a success. This one right here.
Man, but again,
One for the books.
happy Valentine's Day to all the family
Yes.
members. If you guys don't have a mate, sit back and work on yourself, man. Work on
There it
yourself.
is.
Get
That
yourself
love
together
find.
so you can be yourself for someone else.
Amen.
Ooh.
You know, and those that have mates, go ahead and love on your mates tonight, man. Love on your mates
Every
tonight,
night.
and then every night.
Look out here over here.
But again,
Every night. Love on each other every night.
Every night.
Not just about this commercialized
especially
holiday.
tonight, especially
Every
tonight,
night.
especially today. But go ahead and love on yourself in all sincerity. Go ahead and love on yourself and love on each other. Man, shout out to the Block FM 105
Yes.
Radio for picking me up, man. I see greatness coming in the near future. Working with your partnership, man. I appreciate you guys
Yes.
picking me up. Family members tune in every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
On your way to
Pacific
work,
Standard Time.
at work.
So you chill with Teddy Ray in the morning, going to work, drinking on some coffee. Man, I'm so blessed right now. I'm so humble. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, man. And I just can't wait to see what God has in store for me in the 2026. But love on yourself. And until next time, family.
Lee.
God
Love
bless.
y'all.
God bless y'all. See y'all.
Woo.
Deuces.